Got to make stops for the filter in the spray booth. This is basically a steel cutting blade that I put on here, and I'm too lazy to take it off, so I'm going to use it to strip my pieces I need. I guess I better change the blade someday to a wood blade. This blade works really good at cutting aluminum, not so much on wood. I'm going to modify my blower by drilling a hole and installing this cap, so I'm able to take out the Allen screw that holds the squirrel cage inside the blower, so I can easily replace it without having to take it completely out of the box, completely out of the booth. This way I can clean the fins whenever I want to, do maintenance pretty easily. So I'll take a hole saw and make a hole that's approximately the same as this plug. I'm drawing a line around the outside of the blower, approximately where the bolt is going to line up. Making sure it's not hurting the fin. Ooh, quick. Alright. Now, I should be able to see where the fan. Yep, there you go, right there. With a flashlight, I could just go in there with a T-wrench, go right in, take it out, and I can remove it, no problem. And the plug will take its place. I will have to probably take a little bit of a file and make it not so sharp, but that'll work. With the T-handle in with the Allen wrench version, it's actually a Torx, but it'll work both ways. I can loosen it and pull out the squirrel cage. This gives me the ability to clean out the squirrel cage whenever I feel like. Even though the filter should catch most of it, there's some that does get by. You don't have to remove the Allen screw, the set screw that's on the squirrel cage all the way out. You only need to loosen it enough to get it out. Well, after I clean this up with a toothbrush and get it all nice and clean, all the fins inside nice and clean, get them all. See, because I've been using this was when I was using it before. It's not really big time dirty, but I want to clean it up before I put this thing into service again, and put a little bit of anti-seize on the shaft, so it makes it a lot easier to take off later on. As you can see, plenty of dust comes off from the dried paint that's come on there from blowing all the time. So I'm going to clean it up completely, get it back in there again. But it's going to take a while to clean it all up. But this is why I got to have a good, decent filter to keep this from building up. And now I can remove it from the can and never have to worry about taking it all apart. After a good cleaning of the squirrel cage, a cleaning of the box itself, I will line the make a mark on both of these so you know exactly where they are. That's why they can make a mark where the set screw is. That way you have there's a mark on there with a chisel, small chisel. This way you know exactly where to put it every single time. After I use 10 snips to cut off these little flanges on this vent that I'm going to put on, I'm going to have to make some sort of little cable to close this vent because the gravity keeps opening it up. But in order to keep it semi-airtight, I'd like to have I'll probably put a little cable here to be able to wind it up and boom, close the door. And after I cut these, I will take the flanges and just make sure they're nice and flat on my little piece of I-beam here. Affect the hinge, so I have to cut a little piece right there to keep it from affecting the hinge. Now I'll take a cutoff wheel to cut this side off because it's a lot easier and cleaner. I find this cheap extended reach cutter from Harbor Freight really a good cutter, really worth the price. Now I'll just take my whizzer wheel and sand it down a little bit, make it nice and smooth, and it'll be good to mount. With the wall cap already drilled out for the blower and sealed with weather stripping, it's ready to be installed. And it's quite fun doing it all by yourself and having a little help. Quite a lot of fun. God bless the guy who made speed wrenches. I love them. Thing is, you just can't break frozen bolts with it because you will break the mechanism sooner or later. But they do save a lot of time when you do it by yourself. I'm going to install these lights I got from eBay. They're 24 inches LED, and they're able to connect them together. So I'll install these so I can actually see what I'm doing when I'm working in here. These little clips, I'll hold them. And they are gangable by plugging these in like this. So they can be together. I'll try now. That should be bright enough to actually do some painting. As you can see, that glare comes off first, so I'm going to blacken that out. First the silver so it'll reflect back, and that'll give me more light. This is not the only amount of light I'm going to put in this anyway. These are going to be the frame where the filter will be held up against. And the blower. sounds pretty good. That should work pretty nice. I'll put these, and I'll put the other ones on top like that, sooner or later. I have to measure these. And we'll be done with that part so far. Now that I have the filter frame built inside the box, inside the booth, I can put the filter in. Now, I designed it so it would take a 30 by 18 by 1 filter. But in the infinite wisdom of the universe and the COVID, I'm not allowed to get one. I have to wait weeks just to get one. The only thing I could get was a 20 by 30 by 1. So now I'm going to have to modify this thing to fit in here. Which all makes me so happy. There you go. And the other filter will fit much better than this one. It'll actually work. I'll notch it for the electrical connection. That should work pretty well. Turn on the filter. Turn the blower on. And there we go. Do a smoke test, fumes. It's almost there, it's almost there. This is going to have to be part 2 because it's just too cold for me to go do part 3. Let's see. Well, I think that's a pretty good success. Sucks it out. This is a large room. This is a 44 by 40 by 20, but it's large enough. In the smaller laundry room, it'll do a lot better. But still, that's pretty good. Sucking away the fumes. That's the whole point of it. I bought this stuff, which is going to go around the outer perimeter of the whole box. They call it P-seal for obvious reason. It'll go around the whole box, bottom, top, all the way around. It should seal up against the window sash completely, keeping all the cold out and the warm weather out when it gets warm. And I can actually use this thing. But it's so cold right now, I'm afraid to put this on because it's a self-adhesive. I'm afraid this adhesive won't work as well when it's this cold. Alright, part 3 on the way.